Scorched by the sun, frozen in shadow, and scarred by giant craters, Mercury is the paradox planet. The smallest world in our solar system, yet one of the densest. The closest to the sun, yet hiding ice at its poles. For centuries, it was little more than a shimmering dot near the horizon. Today, it's a laboratory of extremes, rewriting what we know about planets. This is Anantum and Beyond, and today we're exploring 100 incredible facts about Mercury, from its bizarre orbit and boiling hot days to the secrets buried in its ancient crust. Let's dive in. First glimpse. Mercury at a glance. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system, just 4,879 kilometers across, barely bigger than Earth's moon. It's the closest planet to the sun, orbiting at just 58 million kilometers on average. Mercury takes its name from the Roman messenger god, famed for speed, fitting for the fastest planet. Despite its proximity to the sun, it isn't the hottest planet. Venus holds that title thanks to its thick greenhouse atmosphere. Mercury has only 5.5% of Earth's mass, making it a cosmic lightweight. You could fit about 18 Mercuries inside Earth by volume. Gravity on Mercury is just 38% of Earth's. A 70-kilogram person here would weigh only 26 kilograms. Mercury has no real atmosphere, only a fragile exosphere of scattered atoms. It has no moons and no rings, traveling alone around the sun. Known since antiquity, Mercury is one of the 5 classical planets, visible without a telescope. Orbit in motion. Mercury completes an orbit in just 88 Earth days, the shortest year of any planet. Yet, a day on Mercury, from sunrise to sunrise, lasts 176 Earth days. The planet rotates in a 3-to-2 resonance, 3 spins for every 2 trips around the sun. This creates bizarre sunrises. In some places, the sun rises, pauses, reverses, then rises again. Mercury has the most elliptical orbit of all planets, stretched between extremes of distance. At closest approach, it's only 46 million kilometers from the sun. At farthest, 70 million. Astronomers puzzled for centuries over Mercury's orbit, drifting slightly more than Newton's laws predicted. Einstein solved the mystery. Mercury's perihelion precession was the first proof of general relativity. The sun's tidal grip keeps Mercury's odd rotation locked into stability. From Mercury's surface, the sun looks 3 times larger than from Earth, a blinding, overwhelming star. Surface and geology. Mercury's surface is scarred by craters, giving it a lunar look. Billions of years of asteroid impacts have left it battered and ancient. The largest impact crater is the Caloris Basin, 1,550 kilometers wide, so big it could swallow Western Europe. The Caloris impact was so violent, it created weird terrain directly opposite on the planet, with jumbled hills and ridges. Across Mercury, giant cliffs called lobate scarps stretch for hundreds of kilometers, evidence that the whole planet has shrunk. As its iron core cooled and contracted, Mercury's crust crumpled, reducing its radius by up to 7 kilometers over billions of years. Many craters are filled with smooth lava plains, proof that volcanic eruptions once resurfaced the planet. Mercury's volcanism ended long ago, but ancient eruptions shaped its plains much like those on the moon. The planet has mysterious bright features called hollows, pits thought to form when volatile materials vaporize into space. Parts of Mercury's surface are over 4 billion years old, making it a living time capsule of the early solar system. Its crust is dominated by silicate rock, but unusually low in iron compared to Earth's crust, hinting at a unique origin. Hidden ice in extreme terrain. Some craters near Mercury's poles are permanently shadowed, never touched by sunlight. Inside these eternal shadows lies frozen water ice, confirmed by radar in the 1990s. The ice likely came from comets or asteroids that delivered water long ago. Despite blistering dayside heat, these craters are colder than Pluto, preserving ice for billions of years. Mercury's regolith, or surface soil, is constantly ground down by micrometeorites, since no atmosphere shields it. With no air, the sky is always black. Even at noon, the sun blazes against a star-filled backdrop. Young craters shine with bright rays of ejected material, just like Tycho on the moon. Over time, radiation darkens the surface, a process called space weathering. Unlike Earth, Mercury has no tectonic plates. Its crust cracked globally as the planet cooled. This global shrinkage makes Mercury unique, the only planet whose entire surface has been crumpled by contraction. Temperature extremes. Mercury experiences the wildest temperature swings of any planet. By day, it scorches. By night, it freezes. Daytime highs reach 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Standing there would feel like being inside a furnace. Nighttime lows plunge to 180 degrees Celsius, colder than Antarctica in deep winter. Without air, the planet cannot hold on to heat. These extremes happen because Mercury has no insulating atmosphere. Heat absorbed in daylight radiates straight back into space at night. Unlike Earth's 23.5-degree tilt, Mercury's axis is tilted only 0.0034 degrees. That's practically zero, meaning no real seasons. With no tilt, the sun rises and sets nearly straight up and down, following the same path every time. At the poles, sunlight never reaches the bottoms of deep craters. These eternal shadows act as natural freezers. Radar from Earth and NASA's Messenger spacecraft confirmed that these shadows hide deposits of water ice. This ice is ancient, likely billions of years old, leftovers from comets and asteroids that smashed into Mercury. Incredibly, some of these ice pockets are mixed with organic material, ingredients that are key to life's chemistry. Atmosphere and magnetosphere. Mercury has no true atmosphere, only a thin veil called an exosphere. It's so faint that it would count as vacuum on Earth. This exosphere is made of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium, atoms blasted off the surface by meteors and solar radiation. Because it's constantly replenished and constantly lost, Mercury's exosphere is unstable, like a ghostly haze. Atoms streaming away form a long sodium tail stretching millions of kilometers into space, glowing faintly yellow. Through special filters, astronomers can watch this comet-like tail shimmering behind the planet. Despite being tiny, Mercury has a magnetic field, one of the biggest surprises of the space age. It's only about 1% as strong as Earth's, but strong enough to deflect the solar wind. The field comes from a partially molten iron core, still active inside this small rocky planet. When the solar wind hits, Mercury's magnetic field generates miniature aurora-like interactions near the poles. Of all rocky planets, only Earth and Mercury have global magnetic fields today, a rare and mysterious distinction. Exploration missions. Ancient cultures knew Mercury, but many thought it was two different stars, one visible in the morning, one in the evening. The Greeks called the morning star Apollo and the evening star Hermes, until they realized both were the same planet. In 1631, French astronomer Pierre Descendy became the first to record a transit of Mercury, watching it cross the sun's face. The first spacecraft to visit Mercury was Mariner 10 in 1974, flying by 3 times. Mariner 10 used Venus for a gravity assist, the first spacecraft to do so. It managed to map only 45% of the planet before its mission ended. For decades, half of Mercury remained unseen. NASA's next mission, Messenger, launched in 2004 after nearly 30 years of silence. After a complex series of flybys, Messenger finally entered orbit in 2011, making it the first probe to circle Mercury. Messenger mapped the entire surface, revealing volcanic plains, strange hollows, and polar ice. It also discovered that Mercury has an unexpectedly high amount of sulfur in its crust. The mission confirmed water ice in shadowed craters, a stunning discovery for such a scorched world. In 2015, after 4 years in orbit, Messenger deliberately crashed into Mercury, ending its mission. Today, the Bepi-Colombo mission, a joint ESA-JAXA project, is on its way. Launched in 2018, Bepi-Colombo will arrive in 2031 and deploy 2 orbiters, one to study the surface, another the Magnetosphere. Together, they will reveal Mercury in unprecedented detail, unlocking secrets about its formation and evolution. Mythology and culture. The Romans named Mercury after their swift-footed messenger god, fitting for the fastest planet. In Greek mythology, it corresponds to Hermes, god of travelers, trade, and cunning. In astrology, Mercury rules communication, intellect, and technology. Or in Greek works, is all about the consequences of some words and should be filled with crash. Ancient Egyptians associated Mercury with the god Set, a symbol of chaos and unpredictability. Throughout history, Mercury's fleeting appearance near sunrise and sunset made it a planet of mystery, often linked with trickery and speed. Oddities. Mercury has the largest iron core relative to its size of any planet. It makes up 85% of its radius. That massive core means Mercury is the second densest planet in the solar system, just behind Earth. Some scientists think Mercury was once much larger, but a colossal impact stripped away much of its crust. Even today, Mercury is shrinking. As its interior cools, the planet contracts by millimeters every year. Mercury's volcanism ended billions of years ago, but its lava plains reveal it was once a fiery world. Despite being so small, Mercury's density rivals Earth's, making it an iron planet rather than a rocky one. Its huge iron core generates a weak magnetic field, a surprise no one expected until Mariner 10 measured it. Mercury's unusual chemistry, low iron in its crust but high sulfur, challenges standard models of planet formation. Unlike most planets, Mercury's orbit is so unstable that in billions of years, gravitational nudges could eject it from the solar system. At its poles, frozen water is mixed with organics, ingredients that could have been delivered by comets. Records and comparisons. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, yet Venus is hotter, proving distance isn't everything. It's the smallest planet in the solar system since Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. Despite its size, Mercury is denser than any of Jupiter's massive moons, including Ganymede and Callisto. It holds the record for fastest orbital speed, racing around the Sun at 47 kilometers per second. And yet, it's the least explored major planet, with only 2 completed missions so far. Fun extras: Mercury is easiest to spot just before sunrise or after sunset, never straying far from the sun's glow. From Earth, it never climbs higher than 28 degrees above the horizon, making it a challenge even for skilled skywatchers. During a rare transit, Mercury can be seen as a tiny dot crawling across the sun's face. The next Mercury transit visible from Earth will be in 2032. Mark your calendars. Though small, lonely, and extreme, Mercury holds vital clues to how rocky planets form and to the forces that shaped our solar system. And there you have it, 100 incredible facts about Mercury, the smallest world, the fastest traveler, and a planet of paradoxes. From craters older than Earth itself, to ice hiding in eternal shadows, to an orbit that helped confirm Einstein's greatest theory, Mercury may be overlooked, but it is never ordinary. This is Anantum and Beyond. If you enjoyed this cosmic journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join me next time as we continue exploring the universe, one discovery at a time.